Hello students, how are you? I hope you all will be safe at home. So stay home, stay safe. Today we are learning about microorganisms, friend and foe. This is your second chapter. But before starting the chapter, let us find out what we are going to read in this chapter. First, introduction to microorganisms. Microbes and humans, harmful microorganisms, friendly microorganisms, food preservation, nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. So the name of the chapter is microorganisms. So first of all, know that what are microorganisms. Microorganisms are so small that we cannot see them with naked eyes. We need a magnifying instrument called microscope to see these extremely small organisms. These extremely small organisms are known as microorganisms. In this word microorganisms, micro means extremely small. And these can be seen only with the help of a microscope. So this is the definition of the microorganisms, organisms around us which we normally cannot see and that are visible under a microscope are called microorganisms. Or we can say organisms that are visible under a microscope are called microorganisms. Now second one, where are microorganisms? Microorganisms are found everywhere, like forest, desert, mountain, hot spring, even doorknob, tap water. Microorganisms are present inside the human body and that of other animals. These also live as parasites on other living things including us. Now we are talking about different kind of microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified into 5 major groups. These are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and virus. These many types of microorganisms are there. So let's first talk about bacteria. Bacteria are very small single-celled microorganisms. They are unicellular. Unicellular means single-celled. They found in colonies. They do not exist as one. They found in colonies. Colonies means group. They found in groups. Bacteria can exist in different shape. There are mainly 3 groups of bacteria on the basis of their shape. Spherical bacteria. Spherical bacteria can be like this, round shape. Rod bacteria can be like this and spiral bacteria can be like this. Second category, fungi. Fungi are large group of organisms. Most of fungi look like plant but they not have chlorophyll, do not photosynthesis. That means they not autotrophs, they cannot make their own food. Examples, yeast, mushroom and molds. Fungi are saprophytic or parasitic. Saprophytic means which feed on dead things like remains of dead plants and animals. And some of fungi are parasites or parasitic. They feed on living things or host. Third category, protozoa. Protozoa are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means they also depend on somebody as depend food. Heterotrophic cannot make their own food and depend on other organisms for their food. Protozoa mostly aquatic. They are usually found in water like ponds, lakes, dirty water drains, rivers, sheep water and damp soil. Mostly common protozoa, amoeba and paramecium. Next category, algae. Algae is a large group of a simple plant-like organisms. They are colonial or they are filamentous. It means they exist colonies. They contain chlorophyll and produce food by photosynthesis just like plant. Algae, however, differ from plants because they do not have proper roots, stems and leaves. Algae mostly aquatic and example of algae Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas and Volvox. Last category, virus. Viruses lie on the borderline of living and non-living things. Viruses are outside the living cells, they behave as a non-living things. But as soon as the viruses enter the living cells of other organisms, they start behave as living things by carrying out the process of reproduction. Due to this reason, viruses are said to lie on borderline dividing the living things from non-living things. Example, influenza virus, chickenpox virus. Now, moving on, uses of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for various purposes by human beings as well as in nature. But some of the beneficial effect of microorganisms. So first, beneficial effect of microorganisms commercial purpose. In production of bread, idli and dosa batter, alcohol, curd and cheese. Example, yeast, lactobacillus. Here we will see how milk is turned into curd by bacteria. Milk contains a sugar called lactose. Lactobacilli bacteria convert the lactose sugar into lactic acid. This lactic acid then convert milk into curd. The name of this bacterium is lactobacilli. Making of bread, yeast is used in baking industry for making bread and used for the large-scale production of alcohol and acetic acid or vinegar. Microorganisms are utilized in the making of curd, bread and cake. They are used in the production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid or vinegar. Next use, medicinal use of microorganisms. So first use of microorganisms in the field of medicine for production of antibiotic. So first question, what is antibiotic? Antibiotic, a medicine which stops the growth or kills the disease causing microorganisms, is called an antibiotic. The source of antibiotic medicine are microorganisms. Some of the common antibiotic which are made from fungi and bacteria are penicillin, streptomycin, erythromycin and tetracycline. Penicillin is first antibiotic was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Second, medicinal use of microorganisms for production of vaccine. Vaccine is a special kind of preparation or medicine which provides immunity or protection against a particular disease. Example, polio, cholera, hepatitis, etc. Next, beneficial use of microorganisms, increasing soil fertility. Some of the microorganisms present in soil can fix nitrogen gas from the atmosphere to form nitrogen compounds. These nitrogen compounds mix with the soil and increase the fertility of soil. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen gas from the atmosphere to enrich the soil with nitrogen compounds and increase the fertility. Last, use of microorganisms, cleaning the environment. Microorganisms help in the decomposition of dead organisms. The plant waste has been converted into manure by the action of microbes. It means microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. In addition to cleaning the environment, the microorganisms also help in recycling the nutrients present in dead plants, dead animals and animal wastes in nature, which can then be used as food by green plants. Now we are talking about harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms can be harmful in many ways. For example, some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings, other animals and plants. Those microorganisms which cause diseases are called pathogen. Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms and pathogen can be bacteria, viruses, protozoa or fungi, etc. Now let's moving on classification of disease. Disease are classified two category: communicable disease, non-communicable disease. Communicable disease that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food and physical contact, like tuberculosis, cholera. Non-communicable disease do not spread from one person to another. Example, heart attack. Now, next topic, ways of spreading disease. The communicable disease can occur and spread in following ways. First way, from infected person through air, water, food and physical contact. By breathing of air containing microorganisms, by taking infected food and water, by physical contact with infected person, or by using articles of an infected person such as towel, cloths, bed, utensils, etc. Example, common cold. Common cold disease is spread by breathing air containing microorganisms. The disease called cholera is spread by taking infected food and water. Second way, through insect and animals. Through insect bite such as mosquito bite, malaria, dengue, animal rabies, rat bite, fever. Last way, through contaminated food. Food poisoning is the example. Food poisoning, the disease caused due to the presence of large number of microorganisms like bacteria, fungi in the food, or due to the presence of toxic substances in food formed by the action of microorganisms is called food poisoning. The major symptoms of food poisoning: vomiting, diarrhea. Diarrhea means loose motion, pain in abdomen, headache and fever. We will study here carriers of disease causing microorganisms. There are some insects in our environment which transfer disease causing microbes in our body either by contaminating our food, by our biting into our body and spread diseases. The two most common insects which carry disease causing microorganisms, they are housefly and mosquito. The insect or other animal which transmits disease causing microorganisms to humans without itself suffering from it is called carrier. The two most common carriers of disease causing microorganisms, housefly and mosquito. The housefly carries disease causing microorganisms on the hair of its leg and other body parts. It is the habits of housefly of sitting on garbage and human food alternately which is responsible for transmission of microorganisms to our body and causing disease. Example, cholera, tuberculosis, typhoid and diarrhea. Next, the most common disease spread by mosquito is malaria. Actually, it is the female Anopheles mosquito which carries the parasite of malaria. The malaria parasite called Plasmodium causes malaria disease. So only the female Anopheles mosquito carries malaria parasite and spread malaria. The male Anopheles mosquito does not suck the blood of a person and hence does not spread malaria disease. Another disease spread by mosquito is dengue. Dengue is caused by virus. The female Aedes mosquito acts as a carrier of dengue virus and spread the dengue disease from one person to other person. Let's talk about disease causing microorganisms. Just like human beings, several microorganisms cause disease in other animals. Some of the examples of disease caused in animals by the microorganisms or microbes are anthrax, foot and mouth disease and ringworm. Anthrax is a dangerous disease of animal which is caused by bacteria. Foot and mouth disease is caused by virus. Ringworm caused by fungi. In plants, some of the common plant disease caused by microorganisms are citrus canker, rust of wheat and yellow vein mosaic of bhindi. Rust of wheat caused by fungi and causative microorganisms. Rust of wheat disease is fungus. Citrus canker caused by bacteria and yellow vein mosaic of bhindi caused by virus. Second last topic, food preservation. Food preservation means process in which the food material are given a suitable physical or chemical treatment to prevent their spoilage is called food preservation. Some of the methods for preserving foods are preservation by common salt, use of preservative, preservation by sugar, oil and vinegar, chilling and freezing, heat and cold treatment, storage and packing. And you have learned about the different method of preservation in your previous classes. Now next topic, nitrogen fixation. Our atmosphere contains a lot of nitrogen gas. In fact, our atmosphere has 78% of nitrogen gas. The atmospheric nitrogen gas cannot be utilized directly by plants or animals. In order that the nitrogen gas of atmosphere can be utilized by plants for their growth, it has first to be converted into nitrogenous compound, which can be absorbed by roots of the plants. The process of converting nitrogen gas of the atmosphere into compounds of nitrogen, which can be used by plants, called nitrogen fixation. This is the last topic, but not least, nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is required by both plants and animals for their growth and development. Nitrogen is an essential component of protein which make up the bodies of plants and animals. The circulation of nitrogen element through living things, plants and animals, and non-living environment, air, soil and water, is called nitrogen cycle in nature. The first step of nitrogen cycle, the atmospheric nitrogen gas fixed by nitrogen fixing bacteria present in soil and root nodules of the leguminous plant. Blue-green algae and the lightning in the sky fix nitrogen gas from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen which go into soil. Then the plants take compound of nitrogen. Plants take compound of nitrogen from soil for their growth. Plants absorb nitrogen compounds from the soil through their roots, and plants convert the compounds of nitrogen into plant protein and other organic compounds which make up the body of plant. The plants are eaten by animal as food. Animals convert plant proteins into animal protein and other organic compound which make up their body. Some animals also eat other animals to obtain nitrogen compound. When plants and animals die, the complex nitrogen compounds like protein present in their dead body and decomposed and converted into simple compound of nitrogen by certain bacteria and fungi present in the soil. Animal excretion, urine are also converted into simpler compound of nitrogen. All the simple compound of nitrogen formed in this way and go to the soil. In this way, the compound of nitrogen were taken by plants from the soil during their growth and return the soil. From the soil, these nitrogen compound again absorbed by the new plants for their growth. And this part of the nitrogen cycle is repeated. Some of the compound of nitrogen from the decay of dead plants and animals are decomposed by denitrifying bacteria present in the soil to form nitrogen gas. The nitrogen gas goes back into the atmosphere from where it initially came. This process is a reverse of fixation of nitrogen. In this way, the nitrogen gas which was removed from the atmosphere during the fixation is put back into the atmosphere, and as a result of nitrogen cycle in nature, the percentage of nitrogen gas in the atmosphere remain constant. Thank you.